The Wealth Wells. Put the money in the bag, SPY.
All right, so market is set to open in about 45 seconds. Check the levels and thesis area there so you can see my thesis and what I've stated in the pre-market prep. I'm watching also this level here, 17.22, and I have been long NASDAQ at 759, so 21759, right? And I got a nice 20 points, sat through a little bit of a at that 925 candle, a little bit of a retracement for still in profit, of course. Now my at the open, I'm going to put my stop here and then we're ready to go. All right, let's get it. All right, we're opening just underneath 6,000 on SPX. And we do have some pump in the market in some areas. We got to see if it's sustainable. And the market is gapping all around. So that is something to be cautious with. All right. VIX is 17.33. Remember where that level is there? It's on your screen. So I'm going to sit it out for a minute. Man, a hard interest there. Wow. Um, is the market positive now? It is, but you will see. This is an interesting one. Market is positive. This is very interesting here. I'd like to see a retracement though. I would. Get this over here. You need to see here that flip. Like to see a retracement though. Look at that. But we're pushing off of this strength here. So I gotta respect it. I'm not doing anything just yet. We're just underneath 6010, our target on ES, sitting right around 6,000 on ES, which is the POC on the daily. We need that volume to shift. I'm thinking we're going to get, yep, a little bit of a push down, which we are. We are. But how sustained is it? We don't know. Good morning. If you're just now joining us, keep in mind your Zoom name needs to match your Discord name for access. Otherwise, we'll either let you in and then remind you and then kick you out, or you'll just be in the waiting room. And then you'll need to send a message inside of the private channel if you want access once you change your name. So just know that, folks. Okay. We only do that now because it's a smaller group. But once it grows larger, then it's all going to be automated and I won't even be looking at it. Okay. Still sitting on my hands. I know I'm at 6,000 on SPX. I want to take a trade, but I also want market, there it is, to agree with the trade. So we have positive print, but we still do a nice retracement here. Half of me wants to short this, the other half wants to wait. But it's so healthy on SPY. Interesting. Hmm. See that there. See, that's responding. That's not responding really. That's responding. Waiting and watching. I'm under 6,000. Just watching here. Mm. It really is just sneaking and creeping. So, all right, let's see if we're going to get a shift here. And I am going to see about a shift here. It's still under 6010 on the futures. I am sitting on my hands. The setup here, I don't trust it just based on what I'm seeing in the market. We could get a pop to the upside and then a stall on the drop, but I would need to see volume shift at 6,000 on SPX. So I have to watch here to see if I'm going to, scalp. Of course, I don't want to get caught in anything. Okay. Now this is good. I see something happening here. This is good. This is really good. It means that volume is sustained. Got to check it now. I mean, look at all that buy volume coming in there. That's significant. This needs to move though. That's significant. All right, we're above 6,000. I'm going to go long here and I'm going to get some calls above 6,000 on SPX. We're at 6002, 6003. Long as we stay above 6,000, I am good. All right. I'd like to get an ROV, sorry. 6003. There's my push. That's really good. 6005. That's really good. So the entry was as close to perfect as possible there. That's good. I got to protect both positions there. All right, man. This is interesting. This is really interesting. Look how that's holding there. That's crazy, right? Look how that's holding there. So it's just a matter of time. Trail it tightly. I'm not going to play around with this because I just don't see it just yet pushing hard until volume shifts. And it's there, 6006. Yeah. hmm There's an area of interest up here. We're above 6010 on, but we're right at 6010 on the future. So I'm going to keep that stop up here just because I just 6007. I just don't want to give up much, but I want to catch the bursty action, right? That's why. You know what I mean? 6008. Just watching the tape here, we just 6009 coming into some volume pockets here, all based on VIX moving away from my key level there. You can see it. The retracement doesn't even make it to 1722. That gave me the confidence to come into this thing 6010. So we're 10 points above our 6,000 level. You got about 8 to 10 points here on SPX. This is a good area to lock for sure. There's a cluster of volume sitting above us. So if you catch that volume, you'll see a pop. 2 minutes left here. Great area to lock 6011. Around the market. Yeah, market has a little bit of a catch there all around. So, but be cautious. Candle's about to close in maybe 2 minutes, under 2 minutes. So nobody's going to fault you if you lock at 6008, 6007. Nobody will fault you for a 7 point move. Could get 10 points if you catch it 6010. Otherwise, if you leave it alone and you risk it all, don't let it go negative. So, you can lock in at 60, I would say 2 or 3. That'll give you like 1 point, 2 points, right? Then, you don't want to give up 8 points. But if you would like this to go 20 points, I have another target at 6050. If we would like it to go there, then you're going to have to understand how to risk and how to hold. You're in profit. So I focus a lot on entries, levels, right? Because that will allay a lot of stress. You focus on that, and there's your bursty action. Come on, burst, 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 burst. Bursty action, 6011. It's not pushing. There you go. 6012. You see that? There you go. All right. So our thesis was 5987.75, 6,000, 6010. We're above those. We go long. We saw the shift. We go long. I was already long on NASDAQ prior to, got to grab two positions on that. And then we paired that with an SPX out the open here. And you are now 12 points, 10 to 12 points into profit here. Your first target is 600.77 area on SPY. Candle is closed at the 15. You lock there at 6011 if you are trying to manage your risk appropriately. Of course, you do what you want to do, but I want that extra 5 points, so I'm got a trail here. Now, I could close a significant part of the position and just leave a couple runners, which is likely what I'll do, um, and just, call it because it caught that volume above us, and that's what I want to see. Now, a strong push here would be indicative of heavy volume. And if you're looking at the game changers, you're seeing an anomaly. And I talk about this in our training. So if you're looking at the game changers far left, you are seeing an anomaly. And so this is one of those things where it is 100% indicative of interest focused in one area of the market. Whereas the overall market, yep, somebody said, I see it, good. The overall market does not show heavy strength out the open, although it is positive. It is positive, right? So just know that. 6016, you got 16 points. You know why I love this? Part of me loves this just because of, you know, you have to recognize what the key elements to trading is. You can't deny it. You either can see the trade and see it, or you can't, and you want to work on it. But that's why I love this because there's an element to trading that you cannot deny. You've hit your target 6007, 6007, 600.77 on SPY. So PT Met. That's the first one. All right. I'm not on the SPY chart. I guess I could go to the SPY chart real quick for you. Let's get down to 5. Let's go here and you'll see it. Oh boy. Yes. What's going on here? Okay. And we'll go here. See that? There's that level there. So now we'll get back over to SPX. Sorry, I had something pop into my headphones. I don't know what that was. And we're back here. So you saw that level there. So you understand kind of what's going on there, right? Now we'll bring the levels back. And there we go. All right, now we're going to see where the market wants to be. 6022 on ES. I think it's appropriate right now that we go here. Sorry. I think this is appropriate because you need to see my targets there. So again, this stuff was discussed in the levels channel in the pre-market prep. All right. 14 to 16 points. Not doing too bad. You have to lock. You have to lock up here, by the way. You have to. You can't, you don't want to give up, 5 points. You don't. Just letting you know. You don't want to give up 5 points. Not on SPX anyway. Not on SPX. Yeah. Good job. Good job. Good job. Somebody said locked tightly. It got me out. I'm happy with it. Good job. Good job. I mean, it's just the first trade of the day, right? Second trade for me, for those who are in the pre-market prep, I discussed that trade. But first trade of the open here, option, so nothing crazy. I still have my futures trade in play. The options trade is done. I was not willing to give up 5 points on that. So I got a 6014. That's about a 1314 pop for me. Could have been greater, to be quite honest with you, had I cheated the level at 6,000. I did not cheat that level. Should have, though. Didn't cheat the level. Now I'm going to take some of the profits. All right. Take some of your profits. Do what you do with it, what you may. I'm going to take some of my profits and I am going to be ready for my next trade. Now the market is moving the way it looks to be moving. Now, I should have taken this trade. I didn't take this trade. I should have taken this trade. Man, hmm. Let me get over here real quick. You'll see why. Man, this is a textbook trade. I don't know how I missed that, man. Level. Look at that. Textbook, man. Textbook. My gosh. Textbook trade. And now this is more indicative of the market's going to do for now. We're not saying overall, but I'm just saying right now, I am seeing the market aligns with this single candle move here. So I believe you do see the volume shift and hold, and you'll continue to see it dance, but the probability is there. So I'm gonna sit on my hands right now. All right. From the rest of this morning, we're playing with profits. All right. So it can be 50% of your profits if you like, 25% of your profits if you like, right? It could be, not saying that you should do this, but it could be all of your profits if you like. And then that way, you still won't come out of the day necessarily red. You just won't have made any money if you continue to trade, right? There's many ways to come out of each day green, right? Many ways. But you really have to discipline yourself and take it to your targets. So how I come out of the day green is I trade all three primary asset classes. So stocks, I've got positions over here that's always keeping my portfolio, right? Options, futures. Gonna go with zero. What do you mean? No trades? You said, I think I'm gonna go with zero. So are you saying no trades? Or are you gonna keep your money? Or what are you saying? Are you gonna risk it all? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what you're saying. Oh, you're saying you're keeping your money. All right, I got you. I'm not mad at you. But you can't trade scared. You can't trade scared. That's the trick. When you get beat up a lot, and that's going to happen in the first years. I've always said this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Give me a thumbs up in the Discord. Have I or have I not said it takes 3 to 5 years, your first 3 to 5 years? Have I said that before? It's going to take 3 to 5 years to build a foundation. Have I said that before? I've never ever lied to folks, period. 3 to 5 years, right? Man, this is just right. And I talked about the milestones you're going to hit from 5 to 7. You'll hit milestones from 7 to 9. You'll hit milestones. You don't have to lose your money along the way. You can actually trade and learn and be successful, but you must follow the rules. And the rules say protect your capital, use the divide and conquer, DAC, right? You do that, you're going to be good. Now, the next step is, really hammering down risk. So I'm going to really, help you with hammering down risk. Starts with contract count and hold times. All right, knowing your averages. See, this is why I should have taken this trade. This is exactly why. I don't want to chase this. I just, I don't want to, that's not jointed yet. Just take a look here and see what I want to do. Just looking around here. Yeah. Thinking about study long, study wrong. I didn't take the trade. But I'm thinking about scalping a little bit back down to 6,000 on SPX. So I'm going to take it. I'm in. Scalping it to 6,000 on SPX. See a deeper retracement. I got to get back over here to so bear with me here. My entry is not early. I wanted an early entry up here. See that? I'm going to keep this on the 5 for a minute here. But my intention is to catch it down to here, right? So that's a 5 to 7 point move I'm looking for. I'm not going to risk a whole lot here. And I want this to break into profit within 5 minutes from now. If it doesn't, I'm out of this trade. It is not a large, heavy position. I am using profits. And I want it in up here. I want it in up here, to be quite honest with you. I can see what's going on here. I can see it. See that? That's what's going to get this. I need a shift in volume here, and this needs to push. I just want one shift. Close to 600 on 10 more cents on SPY would be nice. You'll need a ROV here. You don't get it. What is that? Oh, okay. You don't get it, then you're not. This is not a, and I specifically said I'm not going to counter trend trade. So this is truly, as I said, it is a scalp. And if it doesn't break, I've got to close it. I have to close it because it is not. The entry is not, I don't like the entry on this one. I saw the tape shed some more risk here. I can see the market shedding some risk, but it would need to push here. Come on. 38 seconds. I am protecting myself though. My stop is still in place. So that's my main problem, risk management. Yeah. Somebody said that's my main problem, risk management. Yeah. Well, I think that's not the main problem, personally. I think the main problem is you don't want to be wrong. That's the main problem. Right. I gotta click cut this. You gotta clip this here. Right. Let's see it fail. All right. So 6013 is a stop. We get above that, then this trade is done. All right, I'll give it to that. Give it to 6013. Now, on this push down here, I do want to. Only reason I think we're going to trade in this area. I don't know if we come back down here, but this is it for me. 6013. Now, part of the reason why your risk is so important is because it can allow you to hold and let the trade work itself out. Um, I do not think this trade breaks all the way down without wicking up and stopping me out. I do not think it will, personally. So the only reason that keeps me in the trade is the VIX broke that 1722. But if I don't, it's an area of interest right here too. So if I don't see that plow through there, we ain't coming down. You can forget about that. And it's going to just, stop me out. The good news is it's just some of the profits. So, and that's how you trade it. I don't like that it's a losing trade, but it happens. Hmm. But with this, you can still lock in your profit, make sure that you come out the day green, right? Come on. I need a ROV here. I need a ROV here for this thing to pop. Otherwise, there's tons of volume right there. Tons of volume. We're above 6010 on the future. So you would need to fail here and pull back to 6010. 6007 on SPX, 7 points away from the target. We need a stronger ROV here, stronger. And as soon as it breaks a little bit, I'm going to now, once I get down there a little bit, I'm going to lock in some money. 6007, it ain't breaking there. Come on, 6006, 7. Come on, this is it. Man, Grant Special is popping off too. That's going to help me. But it's got to break right here. Need a hard roll. The market game changers is popping. We've popped into that AOI on VIX, so that's good, but we need more. One more follow through, 6005. We're very close. I don't think I can sustain or want to sustain a long wick. So I gotta bring that stop down a little bit, protect myself a little bit more. Although if I was Wall Street, I'd wick up and then come back down. That's what I would do, but I don't want to risk anymore. I think that's it there. Let's see here. We get that. Chamo. Chamo. 4 points above the level on futures, all kinds of buy volume around it though. So you would need those orders to fail and get overwhelmed here in order for us to get that 6 point pop that we're looking for on. All right, so we're back to profit side. I need to I'm in profit barely, but I need to make a decision here. I'm going to protect myself here. I'm going to protect myself here. All right. Put it in this area. Good for that. Yeah. That was a good decision. That was a good decision. It was a very good decision. Because it will do what I would do, and it is going to wick it. So some of it is with trading is, patience. You're not going to get, I think the brain thinks that you're going to get a perfect entry every time. And you really can get a perfect entry. It just depends on what time frame you're looking at. Now, I know that's a strong statement, but a perfect entry doesn't mean you catch the absolute top or bottom. A perfect entry means that you followed your thesis or your trade setup or what you like to see. And that was it, and it didn't, go against you. Or if it did, it went within your risk tolerance parameters, right? So you keep it like that, you're going to be pretty good, but you're not going to get anywhere. I learned this. You're not going to get anywhere by, you know, micro scalping every trade. There's a time to micro scalp, there's a time to scalp, but taking every trade, being so timid with every trade is just it's if you're looking at your trades, you know that that's a major reason for failure. And if you look at your historical data, you can see, all right, typically, typically, when I and you guys have said it so many times, it's always been a part of my trading ideology. When you allow the trade to work itself out, be it good or bad, it's just overall better for you. You feel some kind of way. Most traders would feel some kind of way whether they lost 500,000 or whether they lost $5 because it's about pride in some areas. It's not really about how much you lose. The trader just doesn't want to lose. They're not prepared to lose. Okay. But if you just prepare yourself to lose, what are you going to do for your losses? If you spend, I'll challenge you. Maybe we'll do a challenge around that risk management challenge, but I'll challenge you, I'll bet you this is the way it works. I'm not telling you to do this, okay? But I'll bet you if you took every trade with the intention to lose a trade, you'll still win more trades than you lose in this system. Okay, I don't know what others are doing. I'll bet you. I bet you if you said, I'm just gonna trade the losers trade, and you took it based on what you saw and you left it alone. And then you tallied them up at the end of the month, end of the year. I'm sorry, end of the week. And you said, all right, how many trades did I lose? You would probably win more in this system. You'd probably win more. Now, of course, I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm making a point, and the point is you're a big part of losing is because the person doesn't want to lose. So the mind is getting in the way, right? The ego, the pride, you don't want to lose. You know good and well. Well, the trade hasn't broken into profit, you know, in 5, 10, 15, whatever your threshold is. So statistically, you don't have the highest probability of winning the trade. In this example, the trade came down into profit and then wicked back up. So it stops me out. That's just what happens, right? That's just what happens, right? So if that is what happens, right, at the 10 o'clock candle, and you don't make anything, let's say you break even, which is what that candle was, right? And guess what? If it does break to the downside, either I'm quick to get back in or I lose out on that push to the downside. Now, if it does push to the downside, what I will be saying to myself is, on a higher time frame, I should have left my stop at 6013. However, it didn't break fast enough, so I had to bring it down at that 10 o'clock candle, right? So barely any profit, if any, but it's not a losing trade. I'll probably, if I look back here, I'll probably pay a little commission on it if I didn't get, good feel or it came in a profit, maybe 1 or 2 points. It's nothing to write home about, but that's what tells me, see that? Hey, this is not breaking, right? Hey, this isn't breaking, right? That's what tells me. Make sense? Now, the behavior on SPY is a bit different here. The behavior on SPY is these candles are matched, right? This thing comes up here and they're matched, right? So let's keep it mhm, to be now. And part of that aligns with my overall thesis today. Sorry, I specifically said I do not want to trade against the sentiment, all right? Now, if you're looking at the game changers, then you're seeing now the market is kind of balancing out. So we'll see. So one for two, one is a break even, the other is a solid 14-point move on SPX. And I'll type that up for you. We got a little bit more on that one, but I let it dance. Man, I want to take this again. I really do. I really, really do. This is the part. Now, this is the part where traders come back in and they lose, right? So if I do take it, it'll be on the futures. It won't be on the options. And I could catch the break. So let's just take a look at that here. Yep, I could catch the break here. Coming back down, 6005. But we're still sitting above 601. Yeah, grab a little bit of that. This is a personal trade. I am scalping that. We'll get back here. So now, all right, so now let's go up here. This is actually an incredible example. Go up here. This is for me, had I just left it alone and left my stop here like it should be according to the VVP indicator, you would have got a little bit more. And ultimately, you likely would get down to your target, right? Likely. So at the very least, I would have made a little bit more money. Geo said I did. What'd you do, Geo? Did you leave it alone or did you? And I should have. I mean, I got the 15 sitting in front of me, but I specifically said I would not counter trend trade. And so those, if it doesn't break within my time T, my T2T, TIT, time and trade, time to target, then I got to cut it. He said, "Oh, you left it alone, small position." Okay, good job. You make a little money on it, or did you do something with it? I don't know. Or are you still in it, letting it do its thing? Let me get back down to the 5 here, just so that you can see this behavior. I don't endorse lagging indicators. Historically, the only one I've talked about that I tolerate is VWAP. You know why? There are other lagging indicators. There are only one thing you should be looking at them for. We've talked about that before. That's trend data. And you use them to trade against or with the sentiment with retail traders in mind. That's how I use them. So if I put a lagging indicator on there for training or what have you, it is simply and purely to see when retail traders are going to get engaged. That can add incentive for me to get into the trade or trade against them along with Wall Street. That's the name of my community. The slogan is trade like a Wall Street. Well, it's you have to think like Wall Street. If you're going to be successful, you have to think and trade like Wall Street. That is the whole premise. And so as I continue to grow, continue to help people, um, at this point, I think I'm kind of settling into kind of how I want to help more. And I want to show you all aspects of my system and ideology so that you understand what I'm doing, not just, in the trade, but in life so that it balances everything out, you know. Early on, I would get a lot of folks asking me a lot of questions about tech. Um, it's important to have a high value skill. Now more than ever. Now more than ever, it is important to have a high value skill. If you don't have a high value skill, I posted this inside the community the other day, you're going to get pushed out faster than somebody with a high value skill. So unfortunately, service industry, those lower income tasks, I didn't make the rules. It's just they're going to get pushed out at a hyper rate with AI. It's just the way it is. I mean, personally, myself, I also run a tech company, and I can, and I hate to say it this way, but I can actually reduce my engineering and my task force just with some automated systems. And we already were leaning toward that many years ago. There were already companies in place, that allows you to kind of remote manage and automate, right? You think about the, ACI infrastructure, you think about all the different features, within the Cisco platform, you think about the old DNA structure and then how you can automate a number of things within the environment for security, for identification, for, auth. Well, AI is taking that to a whole nother level. So my point is, if you were this guy back in the day and you're still talking about Cobalt or mainframes, knock it off. It's time. Look, you got to grow with the times or you're going to get left behind. That's a bar. Grow with the times or get left behind. Don't get caught in this, Geo. All right. I see you going to make a decision soon. I see it. It had to have come in profit for you, though. It had to have come into profit for you. And we touched 6010 on the futures. So I am not in the trade right now. So this trade stopped me out. I did not lose money on it, but I'm going to wait. If I want to grab some more, I can always scalp. I'll wait till this dances and then I'll get in. I think we're going to break though. I think ultimately it's going to catch somewhere around that 6010, somewhere around that POC in the daily, and we're going to get our second leg to the upside. Don't let me sway you though. Uh-oh. Series, where you keep trading that? Good. You said I've been in on paper. I need you to put your money where your mouth is. No, I'm just having fun with you. Don't risk anything that you're not comfortable with. No, no, no. Series knows I'm just kidding. I do think this is prime for a pop to the upside. So that's just me over here. Now, this is a great indicator, right? So I talk a lot about time and trade, time to target. You know how long your time and trades are. You know it, right? So if you know my average or time to target, my average time to target is 7 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is, and you ain't hit that time to target and you haven't hit it, even if the trade, this is what gets a lot of traders. Even if the trade is a profitable trade, it's not a good trade for you because you didn't follow the trade plan. Does that make sense, folks? All right. Then what happens? So it's a combination of risk management, position management, time management. It's a combination of all those things, right? Okay. You can always get back in the trade, right? You can always. All right, VIX is doing this thing here. Problem is the market isn't really responding just yet. You'll get a wick, you'll get a push, right? But it looks too shaky for me. So yeah, okay, good. Hmm. And then you reduce your stress, right? You and I both know most traders are stressed when the trade dances like this and doesn't break. And that's where you make a lot of your mistakes. You and I both know. Ask me how I know, right? This is years in this game, man. So I've learned I work so hard on timing. I work so hard on entries, on reading the volume, and I work so hard on market time frame analysis, understanding I leave this thing alone at a higher time frame, and then letting it break and following my rules. I do watch VIX futures. Absolutely, I watch. I'm not watching VIX futures right now, but absolutely, I watch VIX futures. Right, that's part of my pre-market and weekly prep. Yeah, and I've had some training on that, and will have more on it. But right now, I'm going over a lot of my trainings and redoing them for um, the new how I want things to look and how I want things to be presented for inside both trainings, right? Those that are on YouTube and those that are inside the private. So, but I absolutely have. I've talked about it significantly in the past. Now, do you mean, I know you know that series, but are you saying, am I watching it right now? Is that what you're asking me? See how long this is taking to break? That'll drive anybody crazy if you're not in at the right time, right? That'll drive anybody mad. Okay, I'm gonna get back over here because I don't want to really want to see this anymore. Let me go here, here. I don't want to go here. We'll leave that there. And I want to go there. That's what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I'm gonna stay there. I want to stay there. hmm Yeah, no, yeah, I check it still. Of course. Absolutely. It's just I put the videos out there, put the training out there already. So, that's a lot of things that I have talked about. And I felt like I talked about them ad nauseum. But what I've learned is people don't read, people don't listen. So you could say it once or twice, it ain't gonna get it. So you need to say it over and over and over. So that's kind of what I'm structuring now, a way to say it over and over. And there's a little shift in volume there. You can see that. So yes, I will keep reiterating it. See if those orders will do a rug pull. I am not in the trade. I am just watching. Gonna be a small little pop down here over here on NASDAQ though. Probably get a 10-point move over there. hmm Chippy behavior, indeed. Just watching here. You did get a little bit of a pop down there on NASDAQ, but No counter trend trading here for me. Oh boy. 'Just watching here, folks. Clicking through, looking at my tape. Market is just sitting here, so it's definitely not behavior you want to touch. Just sitting there. 6004. So it's major work for it. I don't like it, and here's why I don't like it. Let me just go here. It's breaking, but see that? No consistency to that. So it's breaking, but I specifically said I would not counter trend and go against the sentiment. So I can't allow those trades to suck me in and I can't hold long. So I am not in a trade. I'm sitting on my hands. We really have one for two, one positive, one break even. I do have a trade prior to the market open, which gave me some nice profits on NASDAQ. We talked about that and discussed that in the pre-market, but no way, no way. Oh man, I see something here. Oh, a reversal here would be so nice, man. What time is it? It's 10. Okay, nothing. Check the news. See if we can get a catalyst here. Man, wow, why is that moving so hard? That is moving. Oh, interesting. Hmm, interesting. A lot of volume there. A lot of volume. Dancing, dancing, dancing like a dancing machine. All right. There, finally, man. Finally got a pop. My goodness, man. My goodness. Like, finally, man. This is insane, man. Finally, man. 6001. So good job, Gio, if you held that. I did not. I'm back to 6010. There we go. 6010 on ES. Now, still am not going to get super engaged here. I got to watch the volume at 6,000. I got to see about a small position here on SPX. I have to watch it. I have to. That is a significant amount of volume there. So I'm just going to watch that. But I am not going to just jump into this. Mm-mm. But overall, I mean, so one hand, right? It was a successful trading decision, but it was also a successful trading decision to exit the trade. I just didn't want to sit around like that. But the stop at 6013 would have been really just really good, right? Did I know it was going to be a 30-minute hold? No. All right. So, all right. I'm not going to force this at all. I might just take my cookies and go. So they got 6,000. Nope. Tempting. Very tempting. Take a look around the market here. Sell volume here. Think you get another pop. Think you will. Just a little bit already. Yeah, there you go. There's your 4-point pop. As I speak. Personally, I am sitting on my hands still. I got plenty of time to take a trade. So I'm just waiting. Just gonna wait. It would need to break past that 6,000 for me and watch it. Oh, this is gonna pull at some point. Oh yeah, it's gonna pull on NASDAQ. Oh yeah, that's gonna pull. Let's see here. How do I want to play this? Mm, mm, like that. That could be a trap. Let's see here. Back above 6,000 on SPX. So I want to trade this here, but I need to be above. So let me just see here. Searching around here. Try to grab something on NASDAQ here. Mm, I don't trust it yet. but I do think it does move. Yeah. When I see that break, that's what I saw should happen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It just didn't happen within time frame. I understand. You have to trading, you think about it, if you take 10 trades a day and you lose one trade or one trade's break even, is that a good successful day to you guys? Is that a successful day? If you take 10 trades a day, you lose two trades, one of them break even, one is a loss. Is that a successful day to you? Yeah, successful day. Well, that's how it works. All right. You just have to, discipline yourself, sit your butt down, focus, right? That's how it works, man. I think like many things in life, people don't understand how difficult just being patient can be, right? So I don't like the behavior. I want to sign off. I'm over time. I want to sign off, but I do want to, man, this is just, I'm going to take this here, man. I am long NQ. I am long NQ. Three, oh, perfect. Got the pop, 4 points. Put my stop here. Would like more. 5 points. Man, what a nice pop. Push, 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 push. I don't want it to stop me out. Six, seven, great. Eight, nine, 10, great, great, great. Oh man, beautiful. That was great. Man, 10, 11, 12, auto trails in place. Excellent move, man. Oh man, that was great. That was great. That was great. Wow. I like that. Quick 10. That's also how you get your money. That was excellent. And this is me not counter trend trading, right? Just going with it. When you see it, go with it. Go with it. Super straightforward. You can see it off of 6,000. That's the trade. Yeah. Well, I think your husband is a cool dude, series. I think a cool dude. And I think that he's right. I read that Russia volume very nicely, and I'm happy about that. Um, See it there. It was good. Very nice. Now let's see what the market wants to do. 6004. We'll see how the volume shifts around this area here. Then I'll look to kind of make some more moves. Just taking what the market gives me right now. You're going to need a rush of volume here, otherwise it's not going to hold. So I'm watching the tape here for volume shifts. Needs to be sustainable. Looking around. Interesting, man. Interesting, man. Very interesting. Nice. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. I am now going to lock my position here. And that's it. And that's it. Happy with that. That's how you make a little bit more money. Excellent. And we'll let this ride out here. And nice job, Chip. I'm thinking about grabbing some calls on SPX with this move here. Thinking about it. Patience, man. That was nice. Patience. Patience. All right. I'm gonna leave you. All right. So we're at 2 for 3. The loser is not bad. It's a break-even trade. One options, two futures, but only one in the normal market. We took one in the pre-market, but solid trades. Solid trades. Uh, you can see I'm staying on a little longer here to demonstrate patience, to demonstrate it is possible to come out green daily, to demonstrate the level of attention that it takes. You need the volume to shift here, by the way. If it does shift, you're going to get a rocket. You're going to get a rocket if it does shift. So that's why, and I'll keep doing that. I don't have a problem doing that. Just sticking around longer. I mean, I'm trading here anyway. As long as we keep the Discord safe, community safe, then I'll stick around. But we've been getting about 16, 15 to 20 points on SPX consistently, right? And so you can see that. And so, it's a good thing. What's the probability of this popping here? What's the probability of it popping here? Underneath that 17.22? It's a high probability. There's a high probability of this thing popping here. So, and there you go. Yeah. All right. So what I'm doing here is just kind of trying to manage the futures trade here, and I want the more aggressive moves. So I have to wait for those to, but I still don't want to give up right profits. So you kind of interesting. So you're kind of just stuck, just kind of watching here. This is interesting here. Hmm, this is interesting. All right, so there's the stats, 2 for 3. Hmm. I would encourage you to watch the replays. You learn a lot from them, right? So a lot of the training is in that, and then obviously I'll be continuing, and we'll get back to putting training out at least once or twice a month on trading tips, subjects, what I do, that kind of stuff. Hmm. I know I move slow, but I'm like a Mack truck. Once I get going, like a freight train, you ain't gonna stop it. So you let me know what you want to see, what you need to see, what you need to learn, and I'll, in due time, I'll do the best I can for that. All right. So that move here stopped me out on the futures there. So got some good points there. Still waiting for a good entry on the options world. So 2 for 3. This little drip down there grabbed me. I was a little too tight, but I didn't want it. Slowly just working it. Just working it. You think you can do this every day? You think you can do it every day and just make a little bit of money? Small account. Let me check that. I'm got a little bit of goods going on over here. Over here. Not bad, right? $600. Not bad. One little baby contract. Not bad. Look at that pull. Let's just a stop out, man. Look at that pull. Don't be kidding me. What an interesting move. What an interesting move. See how this is going to roll here. I got some calls queued up here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to give myself a 6 point variance here. Risk reward 6,000 on SPX, that area. All right. I'm back also into my futures trades as well. I'd like to see that sell volume above us negate. I'm going to give it a little room. All right. Like that. I'm going to give it a little room to dance a little bit, but I'm going to be quick to lock on a pop. And I'm just going to lock in a little bit of profit so that it's close to break even, maybe a few bucks in profit, and I'm going to leave it alone. This thing don't break. I'm going to still protect it. I'm augmenting some of this here with the futures too. So this is a positive trade over here in the futures. Very positive. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Come on. Push. Minute left. I want volume. So I've got to protect myself here. Just see. I don't want to get back much. So take a look around the market. Stop is in place. That ain't bad. 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 All right. That ain't bad. That's not the strongest though. 6010 on ES is in play. All right, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. The move's on the buy up here, so that ain't bad. But this needs to shift here, otherwise we ain't going anywhere. So this is where I've got a lock at, right? That's where I got a lock at because I'm just going like 5 points into profit on the futures and then dancing, dancing. So I'm gonna lock in five there. I'd love to see an ROV here. This would make me very happy. If it pulls back, it'll, all right. Well, that just snapped up. All right. All right. So, all right. Okay. It's not strong yet. 6007. It's not strong yet. I'm really looking here. This is what I'm looking at. There you go. That'll give me the strength that I need. That will give me what I want. You got a lot. Hmm. See how it's just hanging at 6007? No volume up there. You need a rush. Small retracement to 599.53 area would be one SPY would be reasonable. Hmm. 'See if it shifts. — 6007 again on ES. I'm sorry, on SPX. That is where the volume is. It's also where a possible trap is too. Just struggling. Hmm. Yeah, that volume is just So I'm watching the tape here. I'm looking at buy volume, but it's not strong. So one sell order could push this thing down aggressively. So that's what has me just watching it slowly. But my stop is I'm really dancing in this area because I don't want it to catch me. So, if it catches me 3 points on SPX, I'll be fine with that. But still keeps, what would make sense? I'll push down to 6,000, clear out some orders, but we'll see. We'll see. Hmm. See how we're just there? 6006. It's flat lining there. Pinned between that two cell volume nodes, one above, one beneath. You can see it there on SPX. So that is just where we are. You're not going to get out this area unless something shifts. So you're not. Let's just take a look here. SPX. All right. See, VIX 1713. Overall market is kind of flat right now. So that's part of it. It's part of the problem. Crazy. Yeah, getting slapped down. Okay. Move my stop up here. All right. Just to protect myself now. hmm Yeah, I'll give up three, but I won't give up more than this. All right. I'll give up 3 points, but I won't give up more than this. All right. That's it for me. Mhm. Just take a look here. Very interesting. We know there's volume in this area. Look at that coming back around there. Just watching some tape over here. Seeing how the market wants to just shift or hold here. 6003 on SPX. And I think I'm going to call it here because it's just moving a little chippy for me. I'd like to see more volume. So I'll leave it here and I'll come back in once the volume returns. I just think the volume is just a little too low here, and I don't want to give up, any more on profits or anything like that. So it's been a pleasure, folks. I'll see you. I'll do a recap, and I'll see you Monday morning. KD, signing out.
The Wealth Ways. Put the money in the bag, SPY.